All right. So I recorded this message, right? And it was kind of like, I wanted to clarify it because I was really going with my intuition, right? So I'm still going to post that video on my Patreon, you know what I'm saying? Like where you get the raw, full like stream of consciousness. For the most part, I do want to help those listening, you who are listening, to be able to get clarity on the message more, you know, because you come to me for clarity. I would love to offer you clarity, and that's why I'm here, you know. And the cards are more for entertainment purposes only. Everything that I get, you know, I use different things, but at the end of the day, I use my intuition, and I allow my intuition to speak. And I could give you a whole reading without any of these things, but I like to be in a way that is clear. All right. So what I use the Bible. I don't have a problem using tools, right? Using tools, right? I don't have any problem, because guess what? The divine is everywhere, all around, okay? Take what you need and leave the rest on the shelf. You know, like the divine is in the drunk person's words. You understand? So I call forth that the collective that is needing to hear this message finds this video and receives the wisdom and is able to take it with them and bring clarity in their own lives. But first thing I wrote on the list was check your money beliefs, check your financial beliefs, because there is, and I know a lot of people say this a lot, but it's really true. Like, there is, whoever's watching this video, there is an abundance, like actual money waiting for you that you don't even, it's actual money. It's something that you don't have to work for. It's something that you don't have to try to figure out. It's not anything like that. It's literally, it's there for you to access and to receive. You just have to open your hands and your heart to receive it. And some of you are having a hard time receiving and opening your hands to this reception now. But also, something that came up really big, and I don't know which end it's talking about because it's different people in the collective, you know, so I'm just going to give all the layers of it. But it was saying that it took me to St. Luke, and it was, somebody is either trying to get pregnant or they are awaiting parenthood for a child, maybe adoption, or, you know, a family member or something like that. But also someone could also be, because in the next they pulled up the Archangel Gabriel speaking to both Zechariah and his wife being old, elder, and barren or something like that. And then you got Mother Mary, who has Jesus or Yeshua, and he's telling her she's going to get pregnant in a non-traditional way, right? And so the other layer of that is metaphorically speaking, right? The Christ within you is being birthed, and it does not have to come through the traditional route, okay? And so it could come the way that we all, you know, bridge our connection with the divine. That is our business. That is our source. That is our connection to source. And we're responsible for our relationship with source. And it needs to be in persistence. You need to persistently seek the truth of the heart, the joy of source, of the highest source, the Christ within you, the Christ consciousness. This is not a religious message at all. It is a heart message. It is a get into your heart message, because also we pulled up forgiveness. And so in St. Luke 17:1-10, it talks about Jesus, Yeshua, is telling different stories about different parables about forgiveness, and they're basically coming to him like, tell us how to have more faith, like, please, you know what I'm saying? I know you said the abundance, and this is probably you talking, like, I know you saying the abundance is coming, and I'm really tired of hearing it, you know what I'm saying? Because right now, I need to know how to have more faith. I don't know how to be in reception. I don't know how to receive. You know, I really need to be, and it's literally, Jesus is saying, you don't need more faith. Of faith as small as a mustard seed can move mountains. Faith, in the passage that I read, he said a little bit of faith can tell this tree to uproot and go sit in the sea, and it will go at your command. You know what I'm saying? And then also, you know, the faith of the Christ within you being able to speak in new tongues, speak speak in a language that you didn't even know that you could speak. And the translation is more so like, when you're present in the spirit, then you speak a language you may not know or have previously known, right? And it could even still be in your language. Like, it could still be, oh wow, I'm speaking more clearly. Because I'm trusting, I'm having faith that my heart will speak the truth. And in that faith, that is where that same faith, where your enemies try to poison you or poison whatever, and then you eat it of no knowledge and it doesn't even affect you. You might not even eat it because you're so in tune, you end up getting distracted and doing something else and totally dodging the bullet. You know what I'm saying? And so in the forgiveness passage, they were asking him, why, how do we have more faith, and how do we forgive? Why? And he's like telling them, like, listen, you should forgive if your brother, he's saying, I feel for you, woe unto the man who has to forgive his brother, you know what I mean, the transgressions against him or whatever. But the thing is that let somebody come do something 7 times 7 days 7 nights, or 7 times a day 7 times a night, or whatever the number was. Rebuke them. Have boundaries. It's not saying be a pushover. You know what I'm saying? It's not saying forget what they did or anything like that. Rebuke them. Yes, absolutely. But if they ask for forgiveness, you forgive them. Loving unconditionally. That's where your heart begins to lighten. When they talk about, and even when they talk about light as a feather or whatnot, and the balancing the scales, and it's balancing your heart against a feather. Is your heart as light as a feather? And then how do you get your heart to be light as a feather? Tap into the universal light that is you. You understand? Like, be in that aspect of you. So have your relationship with the divine so strong, with your inner self, with the Christ in you, the Buddha in you, the collective consciousness of your soul, right? All that is within. Some people don't even believe that there is a soul. That's cool, right? We call these things so many different things. But that's where the language, the new tongues, when you talk about it doesn't. I could see the language barriers. Like, wow, thank you. I understood that in a new way now, because you've given me the eyes of my heart. Thank you. You've returned the eyes of my heart to me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And so right now you've been, I also wrote down, it's you right now. You have been serving. You don't have to prove. I actually left that out the last time so I'm glad I'm doing this again, because it says your self-care tour. Also, you need to take care of yourself. But you have been serving, and you've been trying to prove, and so that has placed you in a place of overgiving, right? You have been giving so much so that when people have not returned, or people have not appreciated or seen your heart, it can grow, it can weigh on you. And I understand. I totally get it, right? But when he further gets into the story, and he tells a parable about servants, you having servants in the house, and the servants, they're not serving you and expecting praise, right? They are serving because they are to serve. They are to show up. They are to serve. They are commanded to serve. That is their job. Therefore, it is your job to align with the divine. It is your duty. It is your job to align with the love in yourself. And it's not something that you put off, because as you put it off, that's more destruction that is allowed to permeate within your own soul and within the souls around you, right? And so as long as you allow yourself to fester in unforgiveness, you allow your soul to be poisoned. You allow a hole, a void there that will allow more things and more reflections to be brought in towards you, that it's like, whoa, why am I going through this? And it was like, whoa, you need to forgive. Yes, forgiveness is a process. And no, the forgiveness is not for that person. No, the forgiveness is not for their relief. It is your duty, but it's also for your own heart. the heart of your own mind. You are sitting here festering in something where something's trying to be birthed through you, right? Something's trying to have new life, but it can't birth, it can't come to fruition until you open your legs. And I don't mean in the literal sense. You know, it's literally in a sense of, I don't mean in a literal sense, but it's literally but it is how is a baby birthed, right? It comes through your womb into the world, and new life, new eyes to see, voice, all of these things, if it is meant to have those things, right? But it comes by way of all the work that you've done to hold that baby. But there was work that you didn't actually do, that your body naturally, intuitively, intellectually knew. The body wisdom that your body had to grow your belly, to some people grow their feet to carry the weight of their belly, to create this additional placenta package where the baby can feed, right? All these different things, creating hormones, these new hormones are being created so they could feed you and your baby. But this same medicine that is for you while you're pregnant can poison you. It happened to me. They left the placenta in me. I had to go through a whole thing. If they wouldn't have caught it, I would have died. But I had to argue for myself. I had to fight for myself. I had to be persistent and have faith that I would be healed. I didn't know what was going on with me. But that same thing that gave my baby the health, that the vitamins and everything, turned around and poisoned me. Because it was too much. There was not a need for all that excess. And right now you're holding a bunch of excess stuff from other babies that you have birthed, that you've given life to. And I'm not talking about just physical babies. I'm talking about your creations, right? The energy and what you needed at that time for that creation, that was wonderful. That was the energy you needed. Everything came into play. All the people showed up who needed to bring that to life, right? But there was a season for that. But you're trying to hold on to all those things, and you got to let that go. And so the forgiveness helps you see so much more clear. It helps you see so much more clear at what the medicine is. It helps you intuitively choose the proper medicine for your soul, for your heart, for your existence. It gives you the wisdom of experience. And so, yeah, and so if it's not literally, I believe it's the Christ in you being birthed, right? But also, if there's someone else that's trying to get pregnant or trying to have a child, or if it's not you, somebody around you is attempting to do so. Funny thing is, I was watching Jackie Robinson today, and it had April 18th, and today is, I believe it's April 18th. I can't look at the date right now, but I think it's April 18th today, and it said that she had found out she was pregnant on April 18th, right? And so I thought that was very interesting. I know I'm not pregnant, so I know it ain't me, okay? But all I'm saying is somebody, that's for somebody. They are birthing something. I'll go ahead and pull the cards and see what the cards have to say for today. But that was really, that was really the gist of the reading. It's like somebody you have, and then you're in your masculine energy too much. You need to like really sit back and really take care of yourself. Like you really, and then what also came up, there was a feminine energy that was shown. Okay, these are the same cards that came out yesterday. Okay, we're in alignment. Awesome. Conflict resolution. Yes. So there's a feminine energy in your life that you need to have resolution with, but also there's a clearing happening, and it's happening with or without your, just like when I said the things are forming when a woman is pregnant, all those things that are intelligently happening within the body, she has no control over what's happening inside and making those things happen. She's not saying, okay, fallopian tube, take it there. It's up to you. Go ahead, take it. It's not saying, put her there, sperm, put her there. You're not saying, you're not commanding your body to do these. Your body is intelligent enough to know what to do because you were programmed to do these things. This is in your base program. So it's in your DNA. It's in your, your messaging. It's in you were created as such to do such a task, to carry such a task, right? And so as with the clearing that's happening, this is happening with or without your assistance. Like, that's happening as long as you focus on keeping your heart clean. Focusing on keeping your heart, it is your duty. And so I do want to tell you the story, because I shared this story. So there's this movie, I forgot the name of the movie, but there's a man who, he has, I don't think that he knows, I don't think that he doesn't know what's happening, but I also don't think that he cares about what's happening, right? It's like he's moving around and he's like super happy, super joyful, right? And he's just living, right? And then he's so happy and just so unbothered. And people are like doing things to him. People get upset or whatever. People might be unhappy by his joy. Like, I literally had a coworker that was a boss who literally asked me, "Why are you so happy? Nobody's that happy." I'm like, yo, calm your ass down. Like, I am happy. And what's your problem? Like, you need some prayer. That's what you need. You need something. Okay. And that was a whole funny part of my life. But anyways, in this movie, this man, he was triggering people like that. And so, like, they were coming, people were trying to do things, but when they would do things, it would literally backfire on them, and he would never experience it. He wouldn't even see the thing that was happening. So he's minding his own business. You know, he coming, he doing his routine, he's very persistent in what he's doing, he's disciplined, he's doing what he do, and he's not worried about none of that. This is a message for you. Message, all of these things, pay attention, discipline, minding your business. You know what I'm saying? Focus on you keeping your heart light, right? So this is what he's doing. He's keeping his heart light. He's not worried about these folks. And these folks are experiencing instant karma. Like, somebody tried to do something that got knocked right upside the head. Like, couldn't even do nothing about. Like, he didn't have to do nothing to them. It was literally happening. And so something tells me that the person that you're watching this video, when you're in that energy, and it's even been since it's happened to you, people are getting their karma, and people are having experiences because they hurt you, because they harmed you, because they did these things to you. And while you're holding on to the poison that they placed on your lap, they're getting their vengeance, right? They're getting their consequences. They're getting taken care of, right? And you may not be able to see the consequences, or you might just be able to see the consequences loud and clear. You may not connect them to your exact experience. It shouldn't be that you're taking joy in them having a consequence, because everything is a cause and effect. Everything you do, whatever you do to another, you do to yourself, period. Whether the consequence comes now, later, or in your lifetime, whatever, it's gonna come. Trust. It's not up to you. The timing is not up to you. And that's where you got to know that you got to leave that there. The timing is not up to you. The timing is divine time. Okay? There's no linear nature to it. Okay? It happens when it needs to. Somebody might be delaying their dreams because they're like, and they might be creating their own suffering, right? And so they haven't even gotten to the point where the effect is happening over time, like in their depression and all this stuff. But that don't mean that that's the karma. Like, it could be a delay in their experience where they finally go for that thing, and then because they did that thing to you, they experienced something at that time because that you were at that time in your life. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving layers to how things can happen for people. It's not up to you to be worried. That's none of your business. You got to focus on your own heart. Make sure that your heart is light as a feather. Because however you die, whatever attitude you die, whatever unforgiveness you hold on your heart, that weighs on your heart. And it's not light as a feather. And when you come back, people be like, "Oh, this is my last life." This ain't your last life. You ain't even gotten to a point of you ain't even learned what you came to learn. So there's that, and you got contracts, and you got to clear out those contracts and things like that. So people be saying that, they just be talking. They don't know what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, but it's cool to say, and it's a worthy cause, because it's like, if you state that, then go ahead and do the work towards that ascension so that you don't have to come back. You know what I mean? So I'm not like judging people who say it. It's just that when people say it and then they're not in the energy, you're not aligning with divine light. You're not aligning with the light of your heart. You're not having compassion for others. You're not forgiving anyone. You're in total anger. There are things to be angry about. There is rightful rage. There's things like, for me, I am very against the way that the patriarchy has treated the feminine. I am, that gets talked about. That gets addressed. I address it in my music. I address it in my poetry. I address the religious contradictions, all those things. I rebuke those things, right? It doesn't mean that you just a pushover and that you observe things and you don't rebuke them. You know what I'm saying? It means that even because I'm clear enough in my own heart that I can see that this thing needs to be rebuked and not taken in. You know what I'm saying? I know that I don't have to accept this gift. I don't have to respond or react to this person's, I don't have to place myself in their low capacity. I don't have to place myself in their low level. You know what I mean? I don't have to place myself there in order to prove who I am. You know? I am that I am. You don't have to go to the traditional route. Things are not black and white. Somebody experienced a betrayal and they're really struggling with the faith that's needed to forgive. They're really struggling with it. And I'm here to tell you, let go of the struggle. I know the forgiveness, because you are leveling up. You hear? I don't know if you can see this. Sometimes it makes it a little blurry when I got it on this. But you are leveling up. Speak up. Speak up. Speak up. Speak up on your boundaries. Speak up. Speak up. And if anything, speak up to yourself. Make it clear in your own heart. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're clear in your own heart, you speak up to your own heart, then when you go to talk to others, you can speak up in clarity and not from emotion, Awakening. Somebody's going through an awakening and things are getting a bit, it's like you're in that weird in-between phase. I'm just letting this last bit go. You're in that last in-between phase. I'm just letting this last bit go. I'm just letting it flow. I'm not overthinking, because somebody has been a habitual overthinker, but you are moving into a different space. And baby, you need to rest, okay? Rest is your best friend. There go that betrayal card. Rest is your best friend. Shine. Shine. It is your time to shine. But you need to rest. Rest. Take this time to rest so that you can stand in who you are, okay? Because right now you're overworked. You don't even have the energy to try to forgive. You don't even have the energy to ask for your heart to forgive. But I tell you what, first you need to command your servants, your thoughts, to forgive. You need to command your thoughts. You have dominion over your mind, right? But it's not as simple as that, right? You command it. That's you stating your intentions, and then you allow yourself to observe yourself. You allow yourself to sit with self. Now, there are some things that, man, once you decide on forgiveness, you have to give yourself grace and your body a chance to catch up, because it has a memory of the betrayals. It has a memory of it, right? But the goal is, as your body's letting this go somatically, you are not forgetting what happened, right? You have an understanding that this is not allowed. Your body is knowing that this is not what you want in your world, what you need in your world. You are keenly aware that what you think, what you are wanting, you're keenly aware that these things do not serve you. So you rebuke those things from your life, right? You uphold your boundaries. You no contact to who you need to no contact. You block who you need to block. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you need to do. But just know, once you are clear within yourself, you're going to start receiving apologies out the blue. You're going to be like, what? When you connect with your heart, those very same people are going to be calling you apologizing. It's crazy how it happens. Like, when I started going through it's crazy the apologies I got. And sometimes people couldn't verbally apologize to me, but they apologize in other ways. You know what I'm saying? And I could see, I used my gift of sight to see what they were saying, what their heart was saying in this action, because they would never have taken this action had they felt the same way that they thought they felt about me, or that they felt about me. You know what I'm saying? So trust that all things in due time will reveal itself. You focus on resting. That's why I let these pajamas stay on. I did it in my pajamas, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm very tired. And it's okay to rest. It is okay to cry. It is okay to laugh, okay? It is okay, all right? Do what you need to do. And, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take me a little nap real quick. I'll holler at y'all later. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you. Be your lovely, ugly self. Always be yourself. Be your authentic self in every way. And always take what you need and leave the rest on the shelf. Peace.